Hello guys, my name is Lauren and welcome back to my channel. I am bringing you another video from my office floor because I am getting rid of some more books and I decided to show you what I am unhauling. I have I have 80 plus books. I think like 81 or 82, whatever. I have 80 books stacked here that I am going to unhaul, and a lot of them are paranormal romance. Yep. I said paranormal romance. No, I'm not sick. I'm getting rid of a lot of them, and I will tell you why as I go through the pile. All right, right on top of the pile, I have Soulless by Gail Carriger. This is a kind of historical steampunk paranormal romance. I love this book. I have I am merely getting rid of it because I have a hardcover copy, and there's no reason for me to take duplicates when I have a weight limit of the amount of shit I can take with me over there. So. Then I have a copy of The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. This is a kind of middle grade-ish read. It's written like it's for middle grade, but it's a little spooky. It's about this kid whose name is Nobody. He ended up growing up in a cemetery because he was part of a botched either murder or a kidnapping. And anyway, he ended up in the cemetery, and the creatures that live there raised him. Again, this is another one I have a hardcover copy of, so it can go. Next up, I have some hardcover books by Christine Feehan. These are paranormal romance. I have Dark Ghost, Dark Slayer, Dark Wolf, Dark Peril, Dark Curse, and Dark Celebration. Christine Feehan writes, she's one of the first authors of paranormal romance that I read that had kind of a different take on vampires. They are Carpathians in these novels. They are just, I don't know, I will eventually reread them, but I have them on Kindle also. I don't know, I'm still making up my mind. I may or may not get rid of the hardcover copies, but I'm definitely getting rid of the paperback ones because there are just so damn many. And hers, I don't really reread her books like that. So he wasn't civilized or tame. He had his own code and he lived by it. Monk, bounty hunter, vampire slayer. Andre Baroy has spent centuries battling the undead, holding out against the dark with honor, but now gravely wounded by master vampire Colston Popescu. Andrew will be easy to track, his spillblood marking the killing trail for Popescu and his hungry band of underlings. Andre's only chance is to disappear into the gray mist of the Carpathians, to wait, to hope. She had a healing touch and a scent that was his lifeblood. In the mountains in search of a precious crystal, geologist Tegan Jones suddenly finds herself hunted by those she once trusted. Then she comes across the warrior, wounded, wanting, and irresistible. Andre has been craving her for an eternity, his life mate. Her warmth envelops him, her scent pulsates, and with every beat of her heart, Tegan surrenders to passion she can't possibly comprehend. Now they are bound by destiny, but is it enough to keep them safe from a stalking, relentless darkness that threatens to swallow them alive? So these are all fated mate books. I think the fated mate trope tends to get like a little heavy-handed, as they can get when it's a paranormal species and a human, and they just get kind of very pushy a little. Like I said, they're not bad. I just maybe think that I outgrew them. I don't know. At any rate, like I can always easily find them on Kindle. So I think maybe what I'll try to do is reread one book this month by her and then see if I want to get rid of them or not. But for right now, they're in the unhaul pile. So, along with those are 8 of her paperbacks as well. Then I have some books by Patricia Briggs. Yeah, I said Patricia Briggs. No, I'm not sick. These are duplicates, don't worry. These are 3 books from the Mercy Thompson series, 2 books from the Alpha and Omega series, and I think this is actually 1, 2, and 3, and then book 1 and 4 of Alpha and Omega. At any rate, these are just duplicates. These are urban fantasy, 2 different series that kind of intertwine by Patricia Briggs. The Mercy Thompson series, Mercy is a coyote shifter, and in this one it follows a couple, Charles and Anna, who are a mated pair of werewolf shifters. Very good books, highly recommend them. I am just, like I said, they're duplicates. And while I kept them because I did like having them in paperback and hardback, there is no reason for my extra ass to have 2 copies of a book if one's not like special edition. So then I have Destined for an Early Grave by Janine Frost. Heard the books of hers. These are the Halfway to the Grave series. They are vampire paranormal romance about a half vampire, half human Kat Caulfield who starts off hunting vampires for kind of the wrong reasons. Then she gets into hunting the right vampires for the right reasons, and along the way she falls in love with Bones, who is very much like Spike from Buffy. These are funny, they're quirky, they're very good. I love them. I reread them all the time. It's just this particular one is a duplicate, so I end up buying a lot of duplicates because when I go on like book sales and stuff, I forget which book in the series I already have. So I just am like, oh, they're only $1. Let me get a lot of them. I mean, let me get all of them. And then I end up, some of them I have duplicates. So that's why. Then I have Dracula. This is some misogynist bullshit. I dislike it. It doesn't interest me at all. I tried to read it because, you know, I love vampire books. And this is like the where they all started. And just not dog, not for me. On that same vein, I have Renfield by Barbara Hambly. And I just haven't picked it up in all this time. It can go. Renfield's being the helpers, assistants, underlings to vampires. It's also, I think, supposed to be horror, and I'm not a horror type of bitch. So I have For the Love of Rory. I don't know where the fuck this came from. I think it came out of a book box. It is an old historical romance. About a lady who it's a like nursing back to health trope, found a wounded soldier, nursing back to health, historical romance. I don't know, just the way the summary was written didn't really interest me, so it's going in the pile. Then there is Alexander, Child of a Dream by Valerio Massimo Manfredi. And you, Alexander, sleepless in the dead of night, where do your eyes roam? Where does your heart wander? Yours is a quest for far-off lands where the constellations set, where the last waves of the ocean die. Who could have been born to conquer the world other than a god? A boy born to a great king, Philip of Macedon, and his sensuous queen, Olympias. Alexander has become a young man of immense, unfathomable potential under the tutelage of the great Aristotle, and with the friend, yeah, anyway. It just doesn't sound interesting. I picked it up because it was a cover by, and then I read the summary and it's like, that's a very dry ass summary. Anyway, bye. Whoops, another Christine Feehan book, Dark Ghost. I have that one already? Yeah, this is a damn duplicate. The fuck? Another historical romance that came in a book box, like not a book subscription box, but it bought a box of romance books and this was in there, and I don't want to read. I just don't know. I didn't even look and see what it's about. No. I need to purge them. I don't even want to get interested in it. I need some of this shit to go. Then I'm getting rid of The Winter's Tale by Mark Halperin. This one is a movie cover, I think, of it. Don't even remember what the fuck it's about because I bought this like 3 or 4 years ago. Let's see. One winter night, Peter Lake, master mechanic and second story man, attempts to rob a fortress-like mansion on the Upper West Side. Though he thinks it's empty, the daughter of the house is home. Thus begins the affair between a middle-aged Irish burglar and Beverly Penn, a young girl dying of consumption. What in the fuck did I pick this up for? Look how big it is. Nah, dog. No. For more books by Christine Feehan. I had a lot of her books, bitch. Dark Slayer. Didn't I have that over there already? It's not over there already, but these titles, like, this is why I can't keep them straight anyway. All these Carpathian novels, for me, they run together. So, I don't remember any of the characters separately. I don't remember any of the book titles separately because the Dark Ghost, Dark Slayer, Dark Mountain, Dark Wolf, Dark Celebrate, Dark. That drives me crazy. It's very hard for me to keep titles straight when they're like that. That one's going. Viper Game. These actually really like, but I have them on Kindle also. These ones are they're not a part of her Carpathian novels. Do you gotta come eat right under my camera, yo? Part of the Ghost Walker series. These are kind of like these people who were experimented on and they were changed into these kind of they got supernatural powers, and this is kind of their story. They were like a military unit and then the unit turned on them to try to kill them off. So I actually really like these, but I have them on Kindle already, and I really would like to clear up some space. Safe Harbor. This is another series of hers, a Drake Sisters novel. There's food bowl is way in the kitchen. Down the hallway, past the living room, around the corner, in the kitchen. He brings a mouthful of food in here, drops all the pieces under my camera, and then starts to eat them one by one. Alright, this one of 7 daughters in a line of extraordinary women, Hannah Drake has been the elusive object of affection for Jonah Harrington for as long as the rugged sheriff can remember. If only the stunning supermodel was driven by a passion other than her career, but Jonas isn't the only one with desires for Hannah. From the shadows has emerged a vengeful figure who stalks the beauty with one terrifying purpose: to strip her of all she is and destroy her. Only one man was destined as her protector. Now, out of a storm of danger, Jonas must guide the woman he loves from the sinister darkness that threatens not only Hannah, but the entire Drake family. Yeah, the fall in love with the bodyguard, protect her from a killer kind of a tropey thing is not bad. I just am not interested in those anymore, really. And then, Shadow Reaper. This is a Shadow Riders novel. What the hell is this series? I don't even know what the fuck this is. I just blindly picked all of her books off the shelf, so I'm like discovering what this is as I'm getting rid of it. That's probably not going to go well because later I might regret it, but whatever. Billionaire playboy Rico Ferraro knows no other life. Being a shadow rider is in his blood, but so is a haunting desperation stemming from the secrets of his dark past. His recklessness puts not only his life at risk, but also the future of his entire family. To save them all, he must find a woman who can meet his every desire with a heat all her own. Just when he's given up hope, he meets her, a mysterious woman whose shadow connects with his. She's someone looking for a safe haven from the danger that has stalked her over the last several months. In Rico's embrace, she finds one, but the darkness in which they often find sanctuary can also consume them. So, different series with these kind of shadow people. I don't know what that's about, but yeah. Alright, then we have a stack of books by J.R. Ward. These ones are her Fallen Angels series. Envy, Covet, and Crave. These are kind of thriller crime romance with angels in them. I don't know. The issue though is that J.R. Ward's books are longer than I feel like they need to be, and the extra stuff that's in there makes the book like sluggish and it's hard to slog through. Then there's An Unforgettable Lady with J.R. Ward writing as Jessica Bird. I've never understood the purpose of this. If you're telling me right on the cover who you are, why use the other pen name then? Just have your books in 2 separate genres under the same name. If it's gonna say there, biggest shit, J.R. Ward writing as Jessica Bird, like, and then over there you can't even read the Jessica Bird barely. You see the J.R. Ward, so what the purpose of that? You just should have written it under J.R. Ward. Maybe it's a reprint and it was under Jessica Bird and then J.R. Ward's writing took off, so she put her name on the other stuff so people would be more interested in them. I don't fucking know. Who knows? But I always thought that was weird. Then I have books from her Black Dagger Brotherhood series. Look how big these fucking books are. Paranormal romance, and a lot of it switches back and forth between the good guys and the bad guys, and the bad guys are just very tedious, like being in their headspace. So like there's a lot of, I don't even remember what they're called, but these little group of creatures that the vampires are fighting, there's no reason I feel like I need to be in their headspace, and it's tedious, and they're basically a lot of like type of shit. I don't need to fucking read chapters after chapter of that shit. It just like, it breaks up the story, not in a good way. And then the writing is super tiny. These books are fucking huge. No. How many pages is this? 656 pages. And I'm guaranteeing you like half of it is like the other people's point of view. And it's just, I don't feel like it's necessary. So her books are very hard for me to read. I never read, like, I don't skim books, but with hers, every time we get to that point of view, I skim them. She's the only author I do that with. And I do it every time. So I'm like, let me just get rid of these, because apparently I'm not a fan. If I'm not like enjoying the entire book, and that's with all of your books, bye. On the heels of that paperback one, I have hardcover copies of that series from the Black Dagger Brotherhood, Lover Unleashed, Lover Avenged, which I just showed you, Lover Mine, and Lover Reborn. Another issue of hers that I have with her books is that some, like, her characters, to me, they are not all likable. And it's not that they're not all good, because they aren't, but that's not why they're not all likable. Some of them are just dry as fucking gluten-free toast. So I don't even like, I am more attracted to the character. Like, there's one book with Zadist is the character's name, and I love his book. I love his book. And I think the other one with Bex and what the fuck was his name? Vicious Torment. I don't remember. Anyway, some of the characters, like, I just don't like, and some of the love interests I just don't like. So I haven't even read all the books in the series, because I see some like, I don't want to read that shit. He's boring. I skimmed the book anyway. Yep, he's still boring. So I don't know what kind of fan that makes me of hers. Like, literally, there's like one book of hers I really, really like, and the rest of them I skim the majority of them. Like, so yeah, I'm getting rid of her books. And then there is the an insider's guide to the Black Dagger Brotherhood that also features a novella and a preview of Lover Avenged, which is over here. I had 2 copies of, but yeah, I don't need that. I'm not a big enough fan of the series anymore to have all that insider stuff, so then I have these books by Sarah McCarty, who writes like the Shadow Wranglers. Are they all the Shadow Wranglers? The Shadow Wranglers and the Shadow Reapers. They're like outlaw cowboy groups. One of them are a group of shifters, the other one's a group of vampires, which is not a problem. Like, it's a corny trope, but I like it. The problem is that they aren't written that well. I mean, tea though. So there's Jared, Caleb, Reaper's Vow, Jace, and Slade. Adios, guys. Oof. And I'm getting rid of some George R. R. Martin books too, because remember what I said about fantasy books written by Batman. Bye. So I did keep a Game of Thrones because it's the pretty hardcover illustrated edition, but none of my editions match. So if I ever go back and do read these, I want a matching set. Let me show you what I mean by that. So Game of Thrones. This is the copy of the Game of Thrones I have. That's what the fuck it looks like. And it is illustrated, which is cool. However, the other books, Clash of Kings, is one of the older paperback prints. Not illustrated, obviously. They're not all gonna be illustrated, but so older paperback version. And then a Feast of Crows and a Dance of Dragons. I think they match, but not really. I think this one's older and this one is whatever. At any rate, they're all mismatched. They're all over the place. I'm getting rid of these ones. And then I would just get them later when I get to where I'm getting them out broke bitch anymore. I get them in a matching set if I still want to read them. But remember again what I said about fantasy books written by white men. Then I have some books I don't know what they're about, don't remember what they're about. Oh, Fireproof. I think this one is has to do with keeping your marriage together. And it was also a movie. It's supposed to be really good. She ain't married. Wayfinder by C.E. Murphy. It says the truth will set you free if it doesn't kill you first. I think this one is in Paranormal. Not necessarily an unrated. Oh, it's Fae. It's Fae. Pinocchio's crossed from Earth to the Barrowlands, a fairy world embroiled in bloody civil wars between the silly and the unsilly. Armed with an enchantment and a malevolent staff, which seeks to bend her to its dark will and thrust into a deadly world with heart distinguished from foe, Laura is sure of one thing: her love for Daphip ap Serwyn, the fairy prince who sought her help in solving a royal murder. No, just fucking no. Lady of Magic by Sylvia Izzo Hunter. In her second year of studies at Merlin College, Oxford, Sophie Marshall is feeling alienated among fellow students who fail to welcome a woman into their ranks. So when her husband Gray is invited north as a visiting lecturer at the University of Dunedin, they leave with a chance. There, her hunger for magical knowledge can finally be nourished, but soon Sophie must put her newly learned skills to the test. She turns up one day to find a note from Gray. He's been summoned away urgently, but when he doesn't return and none of her spells can find a trace of him, she realizes something sinister has befallen him. Now I'm good on that too. What is this one? Dream Thief by Stephen R. Lawhead. Every morning, Dr. Spencer Reston, dream research scientist on Space Station Gotham, wakes up exhausted with a nagging feeling something terrible is about to happen. He discovers that he's become a vital link in a cosmic coup masterminded by a mysterious creature known as the Dream Thief. Well, I don't know why I bought that in the first fucking place. Then I have an Owlcrate exclusive copy of Sky in the Deep by Adrian Young. I have heard that this book is woefully underwhelming, so it is woefully getting the hell out of my bookshelf. Catching Stars by Kayla Keenan. Jayan Ijad is in hiding. A witch with powerful abilities, she carves out a life for herself in the slums of Pavala City, rotting from the inside out. When an old acquaintance tracks her down, Jayan is dragged back into a world she tried to escape and is determined to escape again. Maddox is on the run. After 2 years in prison for his crimes after 2 years in prison for crimes he did not commit, he escapes and seeks out a legendary order of witch hunters who are his only chance to find justice. But all is not as it seems, and Maddox soon finds himself on the run from the people who he sought as allies. When the paths collide, Jane and Maddox must put aside their prejudices and forge an uneasy alliance that could crumble at any moment. But if they want to survive a brutal kingdom where magic and corruption lie hand-in-hand, enemies lurk around every corner, they must survive each other first. They have some historical romances that don't look interesting to me at all. This one's like historical paranormal. It was a cover by, and then I looked closer at the cover and I was like, this probably is not. Where's that? Nighthawk by Kristen Kyle. A woman with a mission. Determined to earn her father's approval, she sets out to capture the commander of rebel forces, wreaking havoc on the world. But she didn't count on her plans being upset by a rogue smuggler, a handsome loner concealing a shadowy past and an even darker secret. After he emerged to turn the tables and take her hostage, Talon should have rid himself of Carrie's dangerous company at the first opportunity. Instead, he found himself torn between a raging hunger to possess her and a driving need to escape a passion that jeopardized everything he strove for. Goodbye. Paperback copy of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I have them all in hardcover. I don't need a paperback. Fairest of Them All by Teresa Medeiros. This is kind of it's a historical romance with Beauty and the Beast themes in it, but I have skimmed through it and it has some problematic instances in it, like consent issues, so no. Sebastian by Anne Bishop. Her older erotic stuff has some creepy themes in it, like pedo themes in it, so I'm getting rid of it. I think this is a part of the black something, but yeah, I like her newer stuff. Her older stuff, no, so it's going. Cause of Death by Patricia Cornwell. No idea what the fuck this is about. This New Year's Eve, the last day of Virginia's bloodiest year since the Civil War, Doctor plunges blah blah whatever. No. Brenda Joyce, The Third Heiress. Basically, if it's not a historical romance author I'm already familiar with, I'm not holding on to them, and especially one about an heiress. That trope doesn't really, I don't know, whatever. I just am trying to get rid of books, basically, is what it is. It could be a great book. I might really like it, but if it's not a historical romance author, like an older author that I'm familiar with, like Julie Garwood, for instance. She's an author that's been writing for a long time. Basically, like, if it's an older book and I still haven't gotten to it, it's not an author I'm familiar with, that's why it's going. I'm not getting rid of all my historical romance that I haven't read. Like, for instance, if it was like Lisa Clay, she writes like newer historical romance, I haven't got to it. But it's an older author and it's an author I'm not familiar with. Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh. It's YA fantasy. The kingdom of winter was conquered and citizens enslaved, leaving them without magic or a monarch. Now the Winterians' only hope for freedom is to aid survivors who managed to escape and who have been searching for the chance to steal back winter's magic and rebuild the kingdom ever since. Orphaned as an infant, Mara has lived her whole life as a refugee, training to be a warrior and desperately live with her best friend and future king Malta. She would do anything to help Winter rise to power again. Anyway, basically, it's not that I don't want this, it's that it's in paperback. I'm just gonna get these on Kindle. I don't know, it's a thing, like, these paperback sizes, the bigger ones, they irk me for some reason because they don't fit neatly with the rest of the books. And I know when I get these, they probably won't match because the sizes never fucking match. So it's going. Henry Miller, Tropic of Cancer. I am not a contemporary lit person. I went through a phase. I was like, I should be wanting to read these. It's like a popular book that everybody. It's like one of the great books of our time. Whatever the fuck. I'm not reading it. It's going. Another Christine Feehan book, Fever. This one's about shifters in the jungle, panther shifters. I read this one. Like, there was a lot of unanswered questions that really bummed me out. Like, the storyline wasn't like. It wasn't obvious, and he who was a shifter, I guess, like, she was also a shifter, if I remember this correctly. She didn't know she was a shifter. She went there to escape from some stuff, and he knew things about her past, and her family knew things about her past, and nobody ever told her. And then towards the end of the book, she still didn't know. Book ended, she still didn't know some things. It's like, what the fuck is the point of that shit? Day After Tomorrow by Alan Folsom, and I have 2 copies of it because I thought that the differences in the 2 of them were neat. Stupid, I don't know. Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This book is like fucking depressing. It's so sad. I can't do it. I have 3 books that are YA books. I've had them for a long time. Don't remember what the hell they're about when I even got them. They're going. Spells by April Lynn Pike. Reign of Shadows by Sophie Jordan. Cover is cute though. These were purely cover buys. And then Blood and Sand by C.V. Wick. Alright, then my last little stack here, I have Girl Anatomy by Rebecca Bloom, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I have another copy of it. I don't need this one. I don't even know if I'm gonna read the copy I'm keeping. Letter for the King by Tonka Droct. This book's about knights. I think it was one knight who had a secret mission to get a letter to the king, and everybody was against him, and he couldn't tell anybody, and he's a brand new knight or some crazy shit like that. I don't know. It just, flipping through it, just like the writing seemed kind of dry. So no, thank you. Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. This one is another one. I felt like it's a book that I should read as a black woman, but it's just not my type of book. There's a reason I don't like to read those kind of books. They piss me off. Not because they're bad, it's just the subject matter. I can't do it. Illustrated copies of Little Men and Little Women. I am never gonna read. I really don't fucking like classics. It's another thing. I was trying to make myself be more well-rounded. Not that I'm not well-rounded. I was just trying to, you should read classics. Why have you never read these books? I have read Little Women before. But you know what? Just fucking no. I'm just not a classics type of bitch. I'm not. Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. No. Just fucking no. Cool, because it's illustrated, which is why I picked it up. But just fucking no. Pretty much if it ain't got romance in it, I don't fucking read it. I mean, it could have romance in it. I doubt it. But even still, just no. And then another book by Stephen Lawhead. I'm not just getting rid of his books. I have his like Robin Hood retelling series up there, but this is the third book in the series. It's old, it's kind of grimy, and this is what this one had like Merlin magic in it, I think. No, this one's Celtic mythology. Whatever. Anyway, goodbye. So that is all the books I'm giving away. When I last counted, there were 80 books in this stack. So yeah, I have gotten rid of, between this one and the last one and the books that I didn't show you because there's just like a box of old romance books, gotten rid of 200 plus books. My shelves look exactly the fucking same. Just chase us. But yeah, that is all I have for this video. Guys, I don't think I have any announcements or anything to make on this one. Oh yeah, don't forget to watch the live show on the 13th of October for Wicked Spirits Book Club. This last month we read Burn For Me by Alona Andrews, so holla. And then this month we are reading Bitten, so if you'd like to join us on that one, I'll leave the link, the link for the Goodreads group for book club down in the description box, as well as the links for the other two channels, the lovely people who run the book club with me. And that is all I got. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe because soon I will have content about going to Germany. I've also created another channel where I will put all of my travel stuff, makeup stuff, food stuff, basically like moving overseas and that whole experience, and then lifestyle blogging as well. So if any of you are interested in that, comment down below and let me know what kind of videos you want to see on this channel, bookish things that I'm going to be doing in Germany and in Europe in general, and then what kind of things you want to see on my other channel, where there will be basically everything but bookish things. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you later. Bye.